Okay, good evening. Thank you very much for everybody's time. Just really wanted to quickly introduce you to Newton Circus and just to give you a little bit of back history on the name. I first lived here in Singapore in 1979, and I lived just around the corner from a place called Newton Circus. I then came back here in 2002, and after nights out at Zouk, etc., used to find myself at 4 a.m. in the morning eating at Newton Circus. So when I came back in 2010 to establish this business, we were trying to think about ways of how to describe the kind of people that worked in the business. You know, in our minds we're like engineers and scientists, but in our hearts we're hopefully very creative, and therefore sprung the name Newton Circus. And it just so happens that we're based here in Singapore and we've got this great landmark. So I just wanted to give an explanation there. As a business, we focus on sustainability and innovation. And as we've mentioned, we create products, services and applications for the good of people, planet and profit. As a team of people, we come from 6 different countries, we speak over 20 different languages, but what makes it so interesting as a collective is that we've got experience in product design, in advertising and marketing, in technology, and that rich combination enables us to think very collaboratively, cooperate and generate many wonderful ideas. 25% of our time is spent working with multinationals, and typically that time is focused around helping those multinationals unlock the economic value of their corporate investments in sustainability. So that's really putting these ideas, embedding sustainability into their brand, product and service experience. But 75% of our time is spent establishing our own ventures. And the reason for this is very simple. As a small entrepreneurial team, if we have big ideas, we want to bring about change, it's far easier to do it as a group of 10 or 12 people than it is to work with multinationals that might employ over 50 to 100,000 people. So sometimes doing it yourself, putting your money where your mouth is the greatest way to affect change and get people along with the journey. So clearly, as a business, we're concerned by the key drivers of global change. And these are highlighted by the Millennium Development Goals. So from climate change, poverty and development, water, natural resources, and obviously health. Yeah? Oh, too loud. Oh, is that loud? Can we go back to where we were?
Just bring your mouth closer, bring it back to the
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay, no worries. But obviously, and these particular issues. But we believe going forward that as a company, basically the production of what we do needs to be within the limits of the planet's social and economic limits. So sustainability to us is for everybody. It is part of the masses. And we believe the masses on that side. So the Millennium Goals have given us a great insight and direction, and it enables us to believe in a partnership between business and the private sector. And it is through that collaboration that we can make great things happen. So to give you an example, every day we're basically using computer technology, computers, mobile phones. But for many of us, after 2.5 years, after 3 years, our perception of that technology is it has little value, little productivity left to us because we basically want to buy the next thing. So what we've done is developed a sales module and a social media module to encourage people to basically donate that technology when they want to replace it as part of the buying cycle. And I'm going to play you this video to show what the possibilities are.
To last a very long time. But it takes a lot of energy and resources to make them this way. So the best thing we can do for the planet is make sure that they're used to their full potential. The average use of a Dell laptop is 2 to 3 years, but they have the ability to work for many more. Of course, convincing customers to hang on to their old laptops for even just a few months more is not good for Dell's business. That's how we came up with Dell X. Providing solutions for end-of-life systems is nothing new to Dell. However, we believe we can be doing so much more and so much better. Dell X extends the life of the system before it is ultimately recycled. Dell X provides the gift of technology to people who cannot otherwise afford it. Dell X retains customers, drives sales, and clearly demonstrates Dell's commitment to a successful and sustainable business. Now let's see Dell X in action. Meet Sarah. Sarah lives in Singapore and has had her Dell Inspiron for a couple of years now, when one day she gets an email from Dell telling her about the latest and greatest. But it's not just about introducing her to the exciting new products Dell has available, but offers her an opportunity to do something good for someone else through Dell X. Dell X is a program that allows customers to donate their existing computers to a specific person who is in need of a computer but doesn't have the means. Working with established and vetted NGOs around the world, Sarah browses the catalog of people who would very much appreciate her current computer. She is moved by the stories and images she sees and eventually chooses to give her computer to an Indonesian woman named Shanda. Shanda is a mother of 3, just like Sarah, and is struggling to start a business to help support her family. And not that Sarah needs any more incentive, but Dell allows her to customize the latitude and even offers her 10% off if she buys it now. Sarah pulls the trigger and goes for it. She is feeling really good about her decision and is excited to get her new computer as well. When her new latitude is delivered, she transfers the data and uses the same box to ship the old computer back. A way bill is already printed out for her, along with a barcode sticker, which she places on top of the old computer. The process is as easy as can be. A few weeks later, Sarah receives an email from Shanda, thanking her for the computer, and tells of how it's enabling her to get her business started. She could not be more gracious. Sarah tells her friends all about this experience, even posts it on Facebook. This gets more people involved and aware of how they too can put their old computer to good use. The key activity.
So that's a very, very, very simple example how our consumers just doing something they do every day, going about their normal way of life, can actually do some good. You know, I'm not going to, I think the key thing is when we want to speak to consumers, if we talk to them about sacrifices, they'll close off to it. But if we can actually facilitate, enable them through innovation to do good as part of the process of everyday activity, we get them to think about their actions, and through that they'll start to change. And so when you look at the goals, in this case, we're facilitating in developing markets, you know, business development. We're facilitating education. We're facilitating so many things, and it's very simple and easy. But to put it into context, a business, you know, like a Dell and a Hewlett-Packard, yeah, and every other maker of consumer technology can effectively enable not 1 million, but 100 million computers to transfer from technology haves to technology have-nots every year. And the potential of that is huge. So that's just one example of how partnerships between business, NGOs, and consumers can work out. The other thing also is to basically say, the other thing is also to explore that what can we do as business owners, as entrepreneurs. So sometimes we can do stuff without basically needing the helping hand of a big business like a Hewlett-Packard or Dell. And so one of the things that we've been doing is we've been developing an ecosystem that cultivates and accelerates what hopefully is sustainable behavior amongst mainstream consumers. One of those examples I'm going to share now, called Sway Train.
Did you know that when you buy something online, somebody most likely received a commission on that sale? You might not have known that, but it's true. It's called affiliate marketing. Usually a couple of % of the sale are paid to the site that referred you. When you think about all the sales made online, that's a lot of money being made off the things we buy. That got us thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could take all that money and put it towards the things we really care about? Whether it's helping the environment or a social issue, Sway Train can help raise funds for your favorite cause. Next time you shop online, go to swaytrain.com and search for the product you're looking for. Sway Train finds the best prices from reputable retailers from all over the web. When you make a purchase, a portion of that sale goes to the thing you care about most. We call these do-good dollars, and it's entirely up to you where you want them to go. Just sign up to Sway Train and choose a cause important to you. Don't forget to get your friends on board too, because the more people using Sway Train, the more good we can do. Just remember to visit swaytrain.com next time you shop online. Sway Train. Spend less, do good.
So again, the simplicity of this idea is that everybody's going to shop, they're going to continue to shop, so let's not muck around with that for now. Let's just focus on what we can do over the next couple of years. Right? Now what most consumers don't know is that when they do click on a link from one website to the next website, that website is maybe earning some commissions as a result of that activity, and it's hidden money. So just think about this, the e-commerce market right now is $3 trillion, right? The amount of money that is given around in commissions as a result of that is $25 billion. So just think what you could do if you grab $1 billion of that and direct it some of these activities, these goals. Consumers are happy, they're doing something that they do every day, right? And also you're empowering them to basically think about the causes that concern them. So whether it is basically poverty, whether it is education, whether it is female rights, whatever it may be, you're motivating them to think about it and get engaged and make selections. Pretty cool idea, accessible to anybody with a smart mobile phone or an internet connection. Doesn't matter if they live in the United States of America or Mexico or Singapore. And it just shows you the power and the creativity of the web. Now to put this into context, 3 people came up with this idea, right? And 3 people have made this happen, right? That's all it's taken. And we've spent about $100,000 on bringing this to life, right? But the impact could be huge. And that's a kind of a call out to anybody with bright ideas, you know, just get inspired by these concepts and think about how you can relate them to everyday consumer activity. So the other kind of stuff that we're doing is basically creating media properties, which you'll find in magazines like the Reader's Digest, which is talking to you about how in a simple way you can reduce your water consumption at home or the energy that you use. But again, it's friendly, it's positive, it's happy, it's not negative. It's a positive benefit, and that's how sustainability, I believe, needs to be embedded into the brands and the products and services of companies, because that's how you can get the most people on board. So just as final takeaways, right? Make it personal, make it engaging, and really recognize that actually, unless you're talking to an individual about them and their community and their world, you're going to struggle. So it's got to be about them as an individual and the role that they can play and how it can benefit them. Unfortunately, you're not going to get a lot done unless people are making money. You've got to make profit. Profit is part of sustainability. If people don't make money, they won't have the money to fund activities to make these kind of things happen. And value should be recognized. So profit is not a bad word, right? Doing good for people, planet, and profit all sit together. It's that triple bottom line, and encourage it as much as possible. And lastly, without collaboration, without embracing everybody, so without the NGOs working with the big businesses, without them working with the entrepreneurs, without everybody engaging with government, you won't get the innovation. And the more people you can throw into the mix, the more innovation and the change you can get, and the more stuff you can get coming from the ground up, right? Which is the truly most sustainable stuff, because that's everybody walking towards building a more sustainable future. So yes, business can do well, and it can do good at the same time. Thank you. Sorry for the disruptions.